Influences from the last album, from the Americanism CD. I was listening to Beach House a lot at the time. I was kind of getting back into bands like Slow Dive.
What is it about these bands that you like, that influenced you?
I like the moodiness of them. You know, I like the way that the recordings actually sounded. There's a vibe to it. I think some of the songs on the Americanism CD do favor that, some of the slower songs. Although, I mean, I don't know if you could find a direct correlation between that, but I was definitely listening to some more moody types of music. You know, I guess you like take certain parts of songs or bands that you kind of you try and capture the emotion of it. So, like, you know, the bands that I've always listened to were those washy bands. You know, were the British shoegazer types of bands, you know, My Bloody Valentine and Slow Dive and, you know, Swerve Driver, bands like that. And so I think I was just kind of trying to, at least in my mind, trying to capture that spirit. You know, other influences, probably the first CD I ever bought was Sparkle in the Rain. It was actually tape. Simple Minds, Sparkle in the Rain, Echo in the Bunnymen. I kind of rebelled from what was traditional in the sense of, you know, what an African-American kid in the Midwest should be listening to. I really kind of rebelled from that. I don't know how that happened, why that happened. But it wasn't even like I was listening to a lot of just, like, pop music. I was listening to, like, stuff at the time, at least here in the States, was really considered kind of underground. When I started playing guitar, it was all about, you know, the British bands that were coming over here. And not like, I mean, just the Manchester scene was a big influence, you know. And Mondays, Happy Mondays, the Charlatans. We were very, I mean, that's all I listened to. You know. Unless, you know, earlier before that, I was listening to like a lot of the Athens bands, a lot of the Chapel Hill, North Carolina bands that were coming out. But I think it was mostly because they were just different. There was a sense of freedom in that music that was, I don't know, that I just connected to. Like, I didn't connect to, you know, when I started listening to more hip-hop stuff, it was the underground stuff. It wasn't the, you know, it wasn't like the Run DMCs necessarily, even though they're, you know, like the founding fathers, you know what I mean, but it was kind of like, you know, I like the stuff that when I was in college that you know, you go to a party in a warehouse in some crazy part of town and they'd just be like the back song, 2 turntables and a microphone, literally, seriously, and these guys like kicking it, you know, and it was more spoken word than it was, you know, hoes and bitches and all that stuff. So I never really followed that main line of what I should be listening to musically, or what African Americans should be listening to musically. You know, I was like, yeah, I can do what I want. I think it goes against the stereotype here in the U.S. maybe. But I think that, you know, there are more bands that are doing it. I'm always like joking around with people going, you know, I was in the 6th grade playing rock bands, you know. But, you know, you have TV on the radio, you know, on more of a pop level. You had Lenny Kravitz, you had, so you had bands that were doing it. You had Living Colour, you know, they were doing it. So I think in some ways it's still odd. It's still not the norm, but I don't think it's as unique as it used to be. I mean, it still is, but, you know, you get Fishbone and Bad Brains and all that stuff. But it's still not, I think people, they stick with these genres. They kind of put themselves in these boxes. And I just growing up, I just never wanted to be in one of those boxes, you know.
So, what genre would you call the Fell Follow?
Oh man.
I believe in ideology can teach the world to sing, teach the world to breathe. I'm sending you a message from satellite to ground for you. I believe that the poor and mean and the bourgeoisie and all in between, we should all rise up and give the world a buzz, because we can see everything they say to us. Cause I'm sending you a message from satellite to ground for you. I'm sending you a message from satellite to ground for you. But yes, we have been through. Our politicians got a lot to lose. The people have been through. But our politicians got a lot to prove for you. I'm sending you a message. I'm sending you a message. I'm sending you a message from satellite.